This is the book of 2nd Exodus, chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou well understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Barak tha Yahweh, Barak tha Yahweh Shai, Barak tha Yahweh, Barak tha Yahweh Shai, Barak tha Yahweh, Barak tha Yahweh Shai, Call Lord La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, rule web, and a great example to the younger brothers in the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. This is another edition of Measure Thou the Time Diligently, volume 48, if I'm mistaken, and Lord willing is edifying.
People living in San Diego are trying to figure out what caused a loud boom in the area. The boom was heard from northern San Diego County all the way into Mexico. Geologists say it was not an earthquake. The military says it was not a bomb.
Something traveling at a rate faster than sound, oriented in the right direction, hit San Diego with a big boom, if you will.
So this is the third mystery boom San Diego County has heard since the beginning of this year.
It rocked San Diego and started arguments.
Our windows were shaking.
Did you hear that like bomb or something? I was like, no, dude, you're tripping, man.
When I hear a big boom like that, I just assume they're flying something around.
The mystery boom heard from North County all the way into Mexico, and even the mayor of San Diego got in on the action. And when geologists said it wasn't an earthquake and the military said it wasn't a bomb, the question became, what was that?
We don't really know.
If the sound did not emanate from underground, there's only one last place to look, and that's up above to the atmosphere. So
this is Acts chapter 2 and verse 19. It say, And I will shew wonders in heaven above and signs in the earth beneath, blood, fire, and vapors of smoke. And these mystery booms, I was also thinking that a while back, either Esau can be doing something with the hydro colliders and all, Esau be having a whole bunch of wicked stuff going on that's top secret, but then again, these mystery booms could be the chariots going hypersonic speeds, because the chariots can go hypersonic speed and not make a sound and do these different things and not make a sound, but they also can do it and shoot off and make a loud sound if they want to, It's up to, what the Lord sanctions to happen for different signs and wonders, man.
what could happen in the atmosphere to make these very impressive sound waves?
It was a mysterious boom that still has everyone talking around town. From the South Bay to the East County to the North County, San Diegans reported hearing a loud boom
It happened last night, 8:15. I was driving, I missed it, but so many people heard this. And with the Department of Defense on
This Ecclesiasticus 36 and 6, it say, shew new signs and make other strange wonders. And this is a strange wonder because the military don't know what happened. They say it ain't an earthquake, no bombs went off. So what was it? The Lord showing new signs and making other strange wonders. Glorify thy right hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works.
the edge of releasing their UFO findings, excitement about what so many people heard runs a little wild.
It's some of the kinds of things that add a little spice to life, isn't it? We get rocked by a boom, and what could it be? And sometimes it's more fun not knowing the answer than knowing it.
And these people be trying to play crazy, the elite of these people, because the average person in the earth don't know what's going on. But the elect of Israel and the elect of Esau, they fucking know. And the rest of these heathens, they know what the chariots are. They know who we are. They know these different things, man. They know what's going on just like we know what's going on, man. But they keep the masses in fear, not knowing what's going on. See, the masses don't know what the hell going on. But we know. And if it is the chariots, guess what the Lord told us? This Jeremiah 10 and 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen and be not dismayed. And when you go in that word dismayed in the blue letter, go into afraid at the signs in heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. Yeah, and these heathen are dismayed at what go on in the heavens, at the chariots and the different things of that sort. Just like he said, it'd be best for us to not know what's going on. Yeah, because they afraid. But the elect of Israel are not afraid, because we know that's going to be how we're going to be delivered. The same way Yahweh left in the cloud, that's how he going to return. But the only thing he returning with the thousands of heaven, you know.
There's loads of them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, look, you've got those like really small ones as well.
Oh, that is weird. I'm serious. That is. Look.
There's 5 up there.
There's 4.
There's 5. There's 5.
Oh yeah, there is 5. Yeah. Do you see the hole in them? There's like a hole in the middle of them.
Yeah.
I need to film them properly. Actually, look. Sounds like a deal. What's going on here?
We'll continue to dig on this, but this is the third such boom that has happened with no real explanation since the beginning of 2021. That's the very latest from Oceanside. Jamie Chambers, Fox 5 News.
A lot of people heard it said, what in the world? But maybe it was something outside of the world, as Pat suggested. Jamie, thank you very much. We'll try to figure it all out and pass it along to everyone.
Do you remember that one that we saw?
I can't even see them on here no more. Why can't I see them on here no more? There they are. Look, they're like flipping round. Oh my God.
What the hell is that? Looks like a coming closer anyway.
Plus, I'm sure I have to get out of the garage before Morgan takes it sledding.
Oh, it's so annoying. I can't get. I'm going to try and zoom in even more.
I have no idea. But we saw one the other day, no word of a lie, Andy. It was from up there, and it was one on its own. But the
I thought it was a seagull, didn't I?
Yeah, and I said to you,
see it? Did you see the middle of it? It's like they got a hole in the middle of it.
Yeah. They just like.
And it's like they flipping. I seen it on the first time he was at, when he said, when it first popped up, and he said it's like a hole in the middle. It's like they flipping. You know how you thump a coin in there and it flip? That's kind of like what they doing, but you really can't see it on here. But hey, like the scriptures say, because they in London, like the scriptures say, this Amos 9:8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. And the sinful kingdom ultimately is America, but Esau, Edom is the sinful kingdom. Like the apostles came, or the disciples at the time came to Yahweh and said, without at this time restore the kingdom again to Israel. You know, and we know that Esau is the wicked, and the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So this whole earth, the whole rulership of the earth is ran by the wicked, and this is one big gigantic kingdom of the wicked, man, that's ruling the earth, man. You know, but the epicenter of this wicked kingdom is America, Babylon the Great. That's why this place is gonna be utterly destroyed off the face of the earth. But Esau's rulership completely will be destroyed off the face of the earth. There'll be no more Esau after they serve their captivity. And he will not be ruling London, and all that shit gonna be destroyed, man. But it's gonna be built back up. America gonna be totally destroyed and turned to a desert. It'll never be inhabited again. But the other places on earth will be. You know. Let me get another one. This 2 Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 9 to say, for the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to shew himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. And Lord willing, we are that elect and whose heart is perfect toward Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, and the Lord showing himself strong by doing these things, by, you know, being in the midst, showing themselves, giving us iPhones and cell phones to actually, for people, because, you know, before phones and camera phones and things of that nature, they could cover all this up. And somebody say they seen it, they can be like, oh, he just crazy. You know, he really ain't see that. You know, they can throw it under the table, but now they can't do that. Why? Because it's right in your face. People can actually record it You can't hide and be like, oh, nah, that ain't happened. Yes, it did, because it's right here. I'm looking at it on the phone. You know what I'm saying? But it say to shew himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars.
That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
They're floating away.
Yeah, but can you see they've got a hole in the middle of them? Like when they flip round, they've got a hollow,
The other two are well high up.
a hollow hole.
You've got some aliens going quite close to them.
President Obama says that there is footage and records of objects in the skies. What do you think that it is?
I would ask him again. Thank you.
But in this case, federal lawmakers who've been briefed on the sightings say we're dealing with something quite different this time. And NASA Administrator Bill Nelson said it's something that the space agency is very serious about and giving it the time and attention it deserves, because he said at this point it truly defies explanation.
So there is a phenom there. What is it?
But then again, good science takes time, and the human desire for scientific advancement is insatiable. Just this month, a group of international scientists in Seoul discovered links between galaxies, hidden bridges that are made up of dark matter. They've even built a map to understand how these bridges work. Once they figure out how to navigate this map, perhaps we'll be able to see if any UFOs are passing through. The universe, as we know, is unfathomable. It stretches some 93 billion light years. It has 2 trillion galaxies, each shining with millions of stars and dotted with more planets.
And they don't fucking know. Somebody got 2 trillion or 2 billion. What she said?
It has 2 trillion galaxies.
How you know? Esau don't fucking know. These heathen don't fucking know. Because this a damn Elamite. They don't know, man. These people finna go into slavery up under our feet, man. And we gonna know how many galaxies in the universe. How many universes there are. We gonna... I mean, it's unnumerable. Never ending, man. So you can't put a number on it, man.
Each shining with millions of stars and dotted with more planets than you could count.
We just had something go right over the top of us.
Here's a rendering of what an American Airlines pilot reported.
I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing, moving really fast. That went right over the top.
In Mexico, a sinkhole measuring about 200 feet in diameter and 65 feet deep appeared in the state of Puebla over the weekend. Local authorities say it happened due to a possible geological fault. No injuries or fatalities have been reported. Specialists are investigating what could have caused that. 65.
Salakia. I want to get a precept going into what that pilot seen, but I'm getting a precept for this too. Salakia. Let me try to pull it up in the blue letter Salakia. Lucky. Right. Okay, I got it. All right, let me see what it say for that. For roll. It just say a book. I'm trying to. I just read this Zechariah chapter 5 and verse 1. It say, "Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, A flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth above the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that swear falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof." Yeah, going into hey, this the house of the thief, man. America, Babylon the Great, first and foremost, man. But it say a book or a writing. But we know back in the day they used to have like paper that was rolled up and they had a tie on it, and it'll be like y'all know how the ancient writings used to be. It'd be like like a scroll. You can put it in a bottle or however you want to do it. It's rolled up. You know how you roll paper, just roll it up. And that's, basically what this
It has 2 trillion
flight attendant say he seen.
galaxies, each shining with millions of stars and dotted with more planets than you could count.
We just had something go right over the top of us.
Here's a rendering of what an American Airlines pilot reported.
I hate to say this looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top.
In Mexico, a sinkhole measuring about 200 feet in diameter and 65 feet deep appeared in the state of Puebla over the weekend. Local authorities say it happened due to a possible geological fault. No injuries or fatalities have been reported. Specialists are investigating what could have caused that. 65 feet deep, 200 feet wide, practically a canyon.
And growing by the day. Look at that. Right now, it measures more than 200 feet across and about 65 feet deep. It appeared over the weekend and is threatening a nearby home. Experts are investigating what is causing the sinkhole.
A massive sinkhole has opened up under a hospital car park in Jerusalem, swallowing 3 cars in a matter of seconds. Authorities are investigating if a set of tunnels being dug for a nearby highway might have contributed to the collapse.
A doctor has watched on as his car was swallowed by a sinkhole in India. The video shows the vehicle being slowly submerged in the hole, which opened up in a Mumbai car park following days of heavy rain. No one was in the car.
It's an eerie reminder that at any moment, anywhere, the ground can crumble underneath you.
A series of earthquakes hit the southern end of the Salton.
Now let me get a precept, because ultimately this is the Lord doing these things, man. Going back to Numbers, going back to the Old Testament during the time of Moses. Let me see what a good spot to start. You'll have to read the story, but I'm not gonna read it all. I'm gonna just start in a good spot. Going in the time of Korah, Abiram, and Dathan raising up against King Moses. Let me stop. But rising up against Moses, man, which was the king at the time. But that's all through the spirit. And the Lord opened up the earth and swallowed them up. But I'm gonna start at verse 25. Well, I start at 24. Oh, nope. I'm going to just go ahead and start down. 19. It say, and Corey gathered all the congregation against them unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the glory of the Lord appeared unto all the congregation. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. And that they fell upon their face and said, O God, and they said, O power, O God, the God of the spirit of all flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the congregation? And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak thou unto the congregation, saying, get you up from about the tabernacle of Corey, Dathan, and Abiram. And these many people, man. Korah, Abiram, and Dathan, you know, they had women and children. You know, people followed them. So he telling the righteous, hey, you better get away from them. And Moses rose up and went unto Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins. So they gat up from the tabernacle. So they gat up from the tabernacle. So they gat up from the tabernacle of Corey, Dathan, and Abiram on every side. And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tent, and their wives, and their sons, and their little children. And Moses said, hereby ye shall know that the Lord hath sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them in my own hand. So the Lord done it. It say, if these men die the common death of men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then the Lord have not sent me. But if the Lord make a new thing, and the earth open up her mouth and swallow them up with all that appertain unto them, and they go down quickly into a pit, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord. And it came to pass, as he made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground caved asunder and was under them. That was under them, Salakia. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertain unto Corey, and all their goods. It say they had all they and all they appertain, however you say that, to them went down alive unto the pit, and the earth closed up them upon them, and they perished from among the congregation. And all Israel were around about fled at the cry of them. So for they said, lest the earth swallow us up also. And there came out a fire from the Lord and consumed the 250 men that offered incense. So, hey, the Lord didn't play about Moses, man. People rising up against Moses. But the point being, the earth opened up and swallowed them up, man. You know, that's all a sinkhole is. Ultimately, the earth opening up, sucking them in. But they say the earth closed up after that. It's just sinkholes happening. And a lot of people die. A sinkhole just happened, and that'll be later. A sinkhole happened. I mean, I'm way behind, but a sinkhole happened over in Mississippi, man. And a couple people died, and a lot of people was injured severely.
For a second time in 1 week, the largest quake measuring a magnitude 4.3 yesterday night around 9:30.
1 week, 2 earthquake swarms rattling near the southern end.
Jumping back to 2 Exodus 9 and verse, and this probably gonna be my last precept, maybe. In verse 3, it say, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonderful and powerful works, and ending and effects and signs.
Of the Salton Sea. Friday night, the United States Geological Survey reported an initial trembler with a magnitude 4.6 before downgrading it to a 4.3.
It's basically a continuation of the swarm that picked up a little earlier this month near Calipatra.
USGS geophysicist Jana Persley says the sudden spurt of seismic activity isn't uncommon in the area. Last week, a similar swarm hit about 6 miles west of Calipatria, with the largest of the quakes measuring at a magnitude 5.3.
And so the bird feeder was swinging about more than normal.
One viewer also sending in this video of a swaying chandelier, the largest of the quakes hitting just before 11 a.m. Both swarms hit in the Brawley seismic zone between the San Andreas and Imperial faults. USGS seismologist Dr. Lucy Jones says Friday's swarm hit slightly north, closer to the San Andreas fault, but still wasn't in, quote, triggering range.
Even more breaking news this afternoon of a different kind. If you think you felt a tremor just after 2 this afternoon, guess what? You are not alone. The U.S. Geological Survey monitored a magnitude 3.8 earthquake in east central Indiana, about 60 miles east of Indianapolis so far. And Bellini says earthquakes in this part of Indiana are pretty rare.
Well, new tonight, this may sound like a pretty strange request, but it could save the lives of birds all across the state. Wildlife groups urging people to stop feeding the animals, while scientists try to figure out why hundreds have been blinded and killed since late May. Officials in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, and West Virginia have recently gotten an increasing number of reports about sick and dying birds. They say the birds have experienced eye swelling and other neurological issues that is preventing them from flying.
Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to end it giving all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, rule web, and the great example to the younger brothers in the truth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom, Kwame Ashala, and the Bible Bar. Shalom.